'Cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Depress.
All aboard!
Choo, choo.
Well, we got a juicy little morsel. I know.
You got your wish. You wished upon an Advent clear.
There's a juicy little morsel today.
You got a little bit of comeuppance before Weasel Boy.
I know.
No,
Mandar got his 2 cents. We got whoopee cushion sounds. We got mortal peril for seemingly no reason, and we got Conductor Hanks being condescending, which are the things I've come to expect from the 2004 Polar Express.
And a wildly inconsistent scale representation of that sack. Like, it seemed much more massive than that when it was being lifted out.
And all kinds of contingencies. I mean, it seems like, Santa may be a taskmaster, but he runs a tight ship. There's apparently a flying squad among the elves, and there's a bungee cable team that...
It seems the star thing might have happened before. Like, to have a contingency in place for if the star threatens to flatten the elves because it's been knocked off the tree by the sack.
I mean, again, I think it goes back to my theory...
To action pretty quickly.
They seem to know exactly what to do. Yeah. And my theory that this whole Polar Express operation exists just to test skeptical children and scare them into compliance. It could be that this happens every year. This is just the trajectory. They knock the topper off the tree. They make the kids think it's their fault. And then they withhold their presents from them.
Time for Operation Starfall.
Yeah. Yeah. Shooting star coming at you. We got more sort of vaguely cocky, Bostonian elves, who
are not seemingly trustworthy. Like, why are they delivering things in the most skeevy way?
Yeah,
you can trust me.
Little lonely boy,
kid.
Lonely boy did not want to give up his gift, and the elf was like, "Come on, kid. You can trust me,"
You don't want to give up the gift. What about your life?
It's your gift of your life, bucko.
You want to make it off this sack?
What's it to you? You say Christmas don't work out for you, huh? We'll see about that.
Here's what we're going to do, see? You're going to walk away from this sack, and you're not going to look back.
And I think it seems like on some level... obviously, Conductor Hanks cares more about the punctuality of the train and pleasing the big man than the safety of any of these children. Because these children were clearly going to crash into this tree. And he took the longest possible road to be like, now I'm just a simple country train conductor. But it seems to me like you might be about to crash to your death.
But the punctuality is not needed because obviously time doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they've been frozen on 5 minutes for an hour. Unless is the North Pole like Gallifrey? Is there like a time bubble that it exists within?
It must be. I mean, maybe that's all that activity when you first puncture into the Arctic Circle and all the northern lights start going off.
Time within.
That's just you puncturing the veil.
So I take back what I said in an earlier day on the Advent about the do not open before Christmas, because obviously it's locked 5 minutes before Christmas.
Yeah.
So it
just bursts. It explodes into lye powder, poisoning you instantly.
Which just seems like a way for Santa to build drama for his entrance. Like, this seems like Madonna not starting a concert till 3 hours later than it was supposed to start.
Right.
This is building anticipation for his. This is very rock star.
Yeah, you can't sit down until the president sits down.
Yeah. This is very much Santa wanting to make his arrival be a thing.
Yeah. We've seen the entry of the reindeer, which I actually quite enjoy, the detail of the elves trying to wrestle the reindeer
that
to
are
the ground.
Treated like Macy's parade floats.
They really are. Yeah. They're fighting it. They don't want to be part of this anymore. But they have blimp technology, so why do they need the reindeer? I don't know.
And considering the load that they're being asked to transport, that is not a small sack. That's a lot to ask.
Yeah. I mean, But I guess I mean, how light is that sack if it's held up by 2 whoopee cushions? There may be some magic to that velvet.
Magic whoopee cushions.
Well, actually, each reindeer is capable of this much horsepower.
Shut up, Mandark.
And is this Santa's technology, or is this a, not to be naming individuals, a weird appropriation of someone who swept into technological development that had been done by the elf class and then just came in and made and installed himself as the figurehead?
Some kind of technocratic figurehead you're describing. Yeah, I don't know if that.
Yeah, but definitely not going to name any names because to heck with that.
What power grabbing technocrat has ever fantasized about making a whole city around himself? I mean, I don't think that's a thing.
I mean, if Santa comes in doing jumping jacks,
I mean, there's not parallels to Walt Disney. Like, this is sort of the Santa's Epcot out here. Loves trains.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it a nice benevolent? Well, we're all working together towards this vision, and I'm just the front person here, but we're all a band. We're all together, or is it?
I want to see the elves that are welding together the pneumatic tube vehicles. We saw the present room. We saw the Santopticon, but like, there's got to be leather workers. There's got to be. Yeah, someone's milling all this paper that they're turning into gift wrap.
Yeah, where are the resources for this? I mean,
I want to see the hydroponic operation.
Trees in that city besides the one Christmas tree in the center? Like, there's no foliage. It's all.
There's got to be a grow up in there somewhere.
And streets.
Yeah, no, I figured there's a grow up for vegetable and recreational purposes, perhaps. Yeah. What are they doing the rest of the year other than servicing all these machines?
These elves on empty promises?
Yeah, who welded together the gift toilet? That's a lot of steel in that thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, who runs the sanitation? All of those elves.
They just drain into the Arctic Sea.
There's got to be a sewage plant. Where's the outflow?
I want to see an elf in a little red fur-lined lab coat going,
well, boss, the wastewater levels are pretty high.
I told you to stop using those wipes, boss. They're clogging the system.
Boss, gift wrap is not flushable, boss.
Well, if I don't use them, I don't feel clean.
I just like a thick wipe.
Just deal with it. It's a wipeberg. It's a wipeberg.
Yeah, there's got to be an elf seamstress. Like, I want to see a clothing store that's all just the same red thing that every elf is wearing.
Yeah,
a little mannequin.
I mean, I will leave it at this. The whole film feels like we're just building to an anticlimax, and I'm hoping that's not the case. But it does feel like you're just waiting for a concert that's never going to start.
Well, I mean, we still haven't seen if young John Hodgman finds the true spirit of Christmas in his heart. Do you think he'll get to the end of this whole gauntlet and not be enlivened by the true spirit of Christmas and the light of belief?
I mean, if we're treating this as an origin story, we know where John Hodgman is wound up. So
sure. But I mean, we're not the post-credit sequence.
We do know where his belief in hobos came from. So
sure. I mean, wouldn't that be wild if at the end of this movie, just the train stops in Maine and just dumps an adult John Hodgman out?
I want to see it like the end of Stand By Me when you had that flash forward with Richard Dreyfuss being the adult version of Will Wheaton's character writing the book. And it's just Hodgman at the end of Polar Express going, and that's my story. And okay, well, there it was. Bye.
But it's Tom Hanks in mocap as John Hodgman. So what would that sound like?
The book is done. It's done. The book.
That is all. So says my verdict.
This book is non-transferable.
My bailiff, Jesse Thorne.
Hello.
I'm out of Hodgman catchphrases now.
Okay, well, then we should go on to the next day.
Maybe more catchphrases tomorrow. See you then.
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
'Cause that's the way things happen.